So in this part of the video I'm going to show you how you can fully rebuild a used arrow. For example, this arrow here is shot several times, I'm guessing 50, 60, 70 times, whatever. If you fully want to rebuild them, you can use the full metal jacket to put the wrap out, the veins out. So I'm going to show you all the steps to go from a used arrow that had got his best time to go to a new arrow. It's not yet an arrow, but you know what I mean. So we can rebuild from the start again. So first things first, what you want to do is get your tools ready. What you need is a hammer, a good grip tang for getting the knock out, and a sharp knife for the wrap, and also the veins if they are, for example here you have one that is already loose, so you can pull this one loose like that. The other ones are still tight, so we'll just give them a notch like that. And you can pull them off very easy. Remember to put the sharp piece of the knife always in the opposite direction, not towards you, to prevent injury. The old veins, I don't know if you can reuse them. I'll see what I can do with them later on. So now for cleaning the shaft of the arrow, first thing you want to do is pulling the knock out. Just be gentle, don't over push, over torque it. That's it. So to remove the wrap, you just make sure your knife is sharp, and you can, like you see, it goes pretty easy. Of course the other two arrows I already did, just to save some time for this video. What you also need when most of the wrap is off, there will be some glue residue left on the shaft. For that you can use acetone. I personally use eau de cologne that has a high alcohol percentage, so you can clean off the rest. Just a minute. Alright, so that's already done. So you see the wrap is mostly, no, in fact it's already gone, as you can see here. So the next step you want to do before maybe to clean the residue is to check if your arrow has no damage. So it's very easy. If there's a crack in it, you can easily tell if you put a little pressure on it. So now I'm going just to take something to clean the shaft. You can basically use just towel, whatever, whatever fits you or whatever is best for you. So you put quite a good amount on it because the residue from the wrap is quite sticky and hard to clean off, so you just keep on cleaning it. For the male watchers, they remember that move from their puberty. I hope I activated, or I did it set the job down. So now the most of the residue is almost gone. Still need to go a little bit. The end is quite the hardest part because you don't really have grip on it, so what I do is just twist it. Make sure you do it with a high alcohol percentage or acetone or whatever, so that all the residue is gone. So now here we have, yeah, quite a new, yeah, it's not yet an arrow, but we have a new, yeah, we can continue to the next part of the video. So, to be continued. So now that we have cleaned all our arrows and we only have basically the shaft, everything is clean, the arrow is in good condition, make sure there is no wrap left, no glue residue before you continue the fletching. So for the fletching, I'm just going to show you one arrow. It's pretty obvious. I personally use the Bohning fletching tower because it has a couple of options. For example, you can use or you can set a right offset, like I'm using right now. This is a 4-degree right offset vane. If you use an offset, be sure to put your vanes on the right, because if, I'm gonna say it otherwise, if you shoot your arrow, the point of the we're going to the part of fletching the shaft. So we just cleaned the shaft, removed the wrap. Better make sure that all the wrap is gone, there is no residue left on the shaft. Also check for damage regarding which spine you have. You can just put some pressure on it. You can easily see if there is a crack on it. If you have a damaged arrow, definitely don't shoot it again or refletch it or whatever, because you can damage your bow, yourself, other people around you, so that is, yeah, not advisable. So now we go to the fletching itself. I'm only going to fletch one arrow because it's quite easy. For the fletching, I use the Bohning fletching tower because the tower has some nice options. For example, you can put an offset on the arrow, which means that the vane has a small turn on the arrow. The advantage of that is if the arrow launches out of the bow, it spins and has a more stable flight, especially in long distances. This is a good feature. If you use the offset option of the helical, just make sure you put them on the right. Otherwise, if you put them on the left, there is a chance that your broadhead or your field tip, whatever you are using, can get loose because, yeah, the broadhead is turned in left. Yeah, it speaks for itself eventually. So we have the shaft, everything is taken off. Make sure you also put in the right position. So to begin, just put in the shaft like that. The vanes in the tower, just make sure that they are all properly in the same direction, the same height, that there is no difference, so that your arrow can perform at the highest level. Normally you can use the fletched height, but I had some issues recently with this one. I lose a lot of vanes. Maybe it's because the new bow, I'm not yet used to it, but for now I'm going to use fast and heavy glue. So it's especially, this is the first time I'm going to use this, so what you do is you don't want to start at the very bottom, but just slowly a little bit of glue on each vane. Of course, with super glue you need to work a bit faster because it hardens also faster than the Bohning glue. Like that. So when all your vanes are good fletched, you just put them like that, put the right connector on it and leave it there for a couple of minutes. Normally if you use the fletch tight glue, you need to wait approximately 5 minutes. I think now with the super glue it will be faster, but I'm going to wait and get back to you in a minute. So now the glue is dried, so you just take the connector off it. Take these off slowly, especially with the super glue, because I do not want to fail these. Yeah, I waited a little bit too long because it was for the video. Let's see if they are fletched well. Very well. There is no extreme glue residue left, as you can see. The fletch is very well on point. If you want to wrap your arrows, like I removed the wrap, the only thing I want to mention, it is very important that you use a soft, like a magazine or something to put your arrow on, so that the wrap goes on smoothly and that you don't get air bubbles on it or whatever. So the next step we are going to do is we don't need the tower anymore, so that can go away for a second. depending on which color you like, you can, yeah, I have all varieties, but my favorite one is green, so you just put it in like that. That is a bit hard to see in the camera, but it's not totally connected now at the moment, so you just put this one on and give it a couple of knocks with the hammer. You don't need to hit it really hard, otherwise you can damage the arrow. So now I'm going to just give it a few knocks. See, you can hear by the sound of it that the knock is perfectly set. So if you can see now, we are already coming close to an actual arrow. If you look back, I think I still have one, yes. So that was the arrow that I completely disassembled. So the veins out, the wrap out, and cleaned it. And now we have this one. The only thing you need to do now is choose your point. If you're training in the yard, it's a field point. If you're hunting, it's broadhead, whatever. So for me, it's here now in the yard, so I'm just putting on I think it's a 150 or 125 grain field tip. I have both of them. So now we have a fully functional arrow with the 2-inch blazer veins, which are practically one of the best. I hope you learned something from this video. If you are starting with archery and you want to learn to build your own arrows or customize them, as you see now, like I did on this one. Yeah, I hope you learned something on it. Thanks for watching and see you at the next one.